Hello, I'm Jim Fielders. This is a episode in the continuing series on affordable housing. Today we're going to be looking at the accessory residential unit that I will be building in my rear yard. I'm going to show you the slide here. There's a new zoning bylaw in Burlington where I live. They've changed the zoning areas from a number of about 38 different zones to 9, 8 of which are low-rise neighborhoods and 1 high-rise neighborhood. This shows southern part of Burlington, where I live, and I'm in the 1413 area. And we zoom in on my street, which is Seneca, and the lake is on the bottom. And you can see my lot is number 304 Seneca Avenue. I am in LN4, and if we see the details for that, if I can remove this figure of myself. Anyway, for LN4, these are the criteria for developing and building on the lot. Of most interest is the maximum lot coverage of 35%, but there's a footnote that says 2. If we look at that on the left, the maximum lot coverage with a additional residential unit can be 45%. Now, in addition to that, there is a limit on the size of the unit. So we have to look at both the allowable maximum and the maximum for an individual. So an individual accessory residential unit is 80 square meters in LN4. So we look at a calculation of what would be the maximum at 45%. And my lot area is 64 feet by 139 feet. So it's a little under 9,000 square feet. It's a larger lot than normal in this neighborhood. And 45% of that would be 374 square meters. My existing house takes up 217. So we are left with 157 square meters. And that's much more than the maximum of 80 meters. So I am limited to 80. This is a site plan showing the existing house with the attached deck. And the blue area is the maximum building envelope for an additional residential unit. We have Seneca Avenue out to the right, and we have a 4-car driveway with 2-car garage, so there's lots of parking. We look at connecting services. This shows the underground piping for the sewer in red and the water supply coming in blue. So I've determined that we can have a takeoff for water, sewer, and electricity in the little electrical room on the upper left of the drawing. And the way we would do that, we would just do an open trench and run the services into the underside of the residential unit. We've looked at the components needed in the design, looking at a foundation, and that would be on concrete piers using sonotubes. And then the floor assembly would consist of beams and cross joists, insulation, exterior wall and framing. We're looking at 6-inch SIP, structurally insulated metal panels. Ceiling and roof will be also panel and insulation. There'll be windows, doors, and exterior finishes, and internal framing. For mechanical, electrical, and plumbing rough-in, we have HVAC. We're going to be using roof-mounted heat pumps. These are common in recreational vehicles and are very economical and efficient. We need 2 of these. Electrical, the minimum electrical code says we need a 100 amp panel with appropriate breakers and switches and receptacles. Plumbing will be PEX piping and PVC drain pipe to connect both the kitchen and the bathroom. Flooring will be vinyl plank type of style. Appliances will consist of an induction hot plate, an air fryer / toaster oven, microwave, range hood, TV, computer, and coffee maker. We are not using a conventional electric stove and cooktop range, as that uses a lot of electricity. Furniture will be provided, 2 beds or maybe a Murphy bed, could be bunk beds. There'll be desks, night tables, tables and chairs, a sofa, and a storage unit. This shows one of the options for roof-mounted heat pump. They are fairly well priced, below $1,300. This is a 15,000 BTU, but you can get smaller ones down to 9,000. This is a tentative floor plan where we show the kitchen area backing onto the bathroom so that all the water and sewer come into one common location to minimize cost of running piping and drains. This is a dollhouse view, as it's called, and looking at it from the top without the roof on. So we have 2 bedrooms on the right-hand side with attached closets. There's a storage room in the middle. And we have a bathroom with the shower, sink, and toilet. In the living dining area and kitchen has got furniture and TV stand and TV. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more of the details, such as the construction costs. So we've looked at the gross floor area of 860 square feet, which is equivalent to 80 square meters. And the various items that we have to cover. There's design approval costs in terms of the building. We've got a more detailed breakdown of materials and labor costing around 100,000. There's the outdoor work for trenching and drilling through the foundation wall and laying pipes and doing landscaping. Electrical services can include cables, hardware, the panel, circuit breakers. And we have heating, cooling, and hot water with the heat pump, as mentioned, and a small electric tank water heater. There'll be ventilation using a energy recovery ventilator. And as I mentioned, the cooking appliances. And we have a total there. Some units will have solar panels with an inverter and wiring. There was too much shade at this site, so this wasn't a possibility for this build. Furniture, as mentioned, will be bought economically through thrift stores or Habitat for Humanity. Total comes to 135,000 with a 15% contingency, brings it up to 155, and the build cost per square foot is $181. Thank you for watching. and stop sharing. So see you next time. We're having these meetings on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. and Saturdays at 2 p.m. Bye for now.